Okay, so we take this and we make it then a now this is two states, so we make it a four-state GNFA, and by adding an initial start state and a final accept state, right? So now we're up to 4 states. Now in the text, he doesn't draw the arrows that are labelled with the null set, although they're there. You assume they're there, but it just clutters things up. So they're not drawn, but you assume they're there in your GNFA. Okay. All right. So here's your start state. Oh, it's been relabeled, not Q start. It's a bit long. So just put a little S, just so you can draw it more easily. And the accept state's just been relabeled A. Okay. And as usual, when you're creating your GNFA, you connect your GNFA start state with a epsilon arrow to the start state of your DFA, which was 1. Yeah, here's your starting arrow. So that's your start state in the DFA. Okay, so this will epsilon arrow to the start state of your DFA. This is the start state of your GNFA. Okay, and this is the accept state of your DFA, and it epsilon arrows to a new single accept state for your GNFA here. Right? Here's your, the label on your transition arrow epsilon. So everything else is pretty much the same. So it loops back A, yes. Now there's only one loop back to itself in a GNFA. So instead of having 2 arrows as here, now shorthand, really there's another arrow here with B and that arrow with A, let's say. But now we're talking about a GNFA. It only has 1 loop back to itself. So modify the label on that transition arrow to A union B, which corresponds to these 2. And doing that was part of one of the 3 constraints on constructing a GNFA. Right? So, all right. Now what? So here is the GNFA constructed, a 4-state GNFA from from your original DFA. Okay, so we're halfway there. Now we need to kill off. What was the word? Q what? Q rip. Yeah. So now we rip out one by one. So we'll do it twice until we're eventually left with just 2 states: the start state and the accept state. Right. By ripping out. Now what have we done? We've ripped out state 2. And so that would be like your QI, and that would be like your QJ. So so this is gone. This and this. These have gone, and that is your. So you'll relabel here. So it'll now go directly from 1 to A. Right? So the two's now gone. But this transition arrow here will become R1, R2 star, R3 union R4. Let's see. So R4 is just eta. So you effectively, wait a minute. So that's your rip state, and that's your QJ. And between rip and QJ is R3. is R3, which is that. So the label on this direct transition arrow is, I'll say it again, R1, R2 star, R3. But R3 is this, so forget about it. So you're left with just R1, R2 star. Well, that's R1, and that's R2, and you've got to star it. So the label directly will be B concatenate A union B, that's this one, start, and then there it is. Okay. So we've found what the new label, the new regular expression, which is a label on this transition here, this transition arrow. It's that. Okay. So that's R1, R2 star, effectively, because that's R1 and that's R2. R1, R2 start. Now I've run out of space, but we'll then rip off this one. And what's here? What's eta? So this will be A. So I'm guessing. Hold on. Where's the textbook? Just a minute. So I'm guessing when we rip out that one, we'll have then a direct connection, a direct transition arrow from here to here. So that will be your R1, that's your R2, is that right? So that's your R1, that's your R2, and that's your R3. And so the direct would have its label, its regular expression will be R1, R2, star, R3. R1 is nothing, so we're left with R2 star, R3. R2 star, so it'll be this one, it'll be A star, A3, and A3 is this. Okay, so the result, the label on the transition arrow directly from start to accept should be A star B concatenate the star of A union B. Let me just check that that's true. Find it. That's correct. So it'll be A star and then this B and then the star of A union B. And then so what I've just said, that then is the equivalent regular expression that you're looking for that corresponds to this DFA. Okay? Why? Well, because it's the only transition arrow left. Because now you've got down to a GNFA that has only two states. When that happens, you look at the label on the only transition arrow, and that label is the regular expression you're looking for. Okay? Right, I'll stop there.